noise started before the bell. The press conference wasn't just talk, it was a fuse. Words got heavier, eyes got harder, and every sentence felt like a push towards something neither man could walk back from. Then came the face-off, the one that turned murmurs into a roar. No smiles, no nods, 2 men, 1 belt, and not a second of space between them. If you wanted quiet, you were in the wrong building. When the mics cut, the message didn't. A hot mic caught Khamzat snarling that Dricus had 2 days to hold that belt. Not a prediction, a promise. And the weigh-ins, shirts off, tempers up, security hands ready. Chicago felt like it was already in round 1.
I'm here with the champ, ladies and gentlemen. Dricus, another title defense for you, maybe one of the most challenging ones. Give us your thoughts on Khamzat as an opponent and what happens tomorrow night.
It's an absolute beast of an opponent, but I can tell you this, I'm putting that man to sleep. Wait me on the ground, wait I'm knocking him out, I'm taking out the boy, and all of you from cheering, I can just know it, like every other time.
The internet loves a frame comparison. One photo, one angle, and suddenly it's a weight class conspiracy. Khamzat looked massive this week. Broad shoulders, thick back, the kind of power that makes a handshake feel like a test. Standing next to DDP, the size talk exploded. But size is a trick mirror. It wins press conferences, not fights. Plessis made a career out of looking a little unorthodox and then smashing the expectations attached to that look. He's the guy who survives the first flash of panic and quietly steals the oxygen from the room. Still, optics matter because they mess with heads, fans, gamblers, even corners. And this week, those optics tilted heavy toward Borz.
Promotion size is a very important fight. It's a huge fight. You're one of the most dangerous challengers to ever fight for a title. This is a huge moment for you. Tell us what tomorrow night means to you.
Just gonna go this boy off, one day. That's only one day. No, he's dead tomorrow.
The challenger, ladies and gentlemen, Khamzat Chimaev.
There's a reason veterans call Khamzat a problem you feel before you understand it. It starts with a sprint, feet level change, hips glued to your legs, lifts that make you reconsider your stance on gravity. He doesn't just take you down, he moves you like furniture. The ground and pound is not a rhythm, it's a thud. The trap is believing you'll get your turn later. Most don't. If he stacks you early, the fight starts to shrink around you. He's the guy analysts talk about from 15 feet out because he can cover that gap like it's a rumor. The puzzle isn't complicated, it's relentless. And if you try to solve it slow, it's already solved you. That's why so many first round scenarios favor him. Catch the neck, flatten the hips, drown the clock. Do it before the other man warms up. Plessis fights like an equation you keep misreading. It looks messy, it isn't. It's deliberate awkwardness. Angles that don't make sense until you feel the impact a half beat late. He doesn't chase perfect form, he chases moments. He's durable, stubborn, and weirdly calm in storms. When power fades and timing loosens, he's still there, chewing up real estate and stacking minutes. If the room gets hot, he gets comfortable. That's why the late rounds always feel like home to him. The punches aren't pretty, they're persuasive. The grappling exchanges aren't textbook, they're sticky. He doesn't solve you with a single answer, he solves you with persistence. It's the subtle heartbreak of realizing the guy across from you is getting stronger while you're calculating your breaths. Listen long enough and a pattern emerges. Gilbert Burns knows what Khamzat feels like when he's on you, and he still leans Dricus late. His logic is simple. If Khamzat can't finish early, the engine starts to sputter against someone who refuses to go away. Chael Sonnen loves Khamzat's all-in pressure, but stops just short of picking a side. He respects both men's toughness and frames it as one of those rare coin flips you don't mind watching land. Robert Whitaker, who's lived with the anxiety of stopping Khamzat's shot, admits the takedowns might come, but asks the real question. What happens if they don't lead to a finish? Can Khamzat keep that intensity deep into a 4th and 5th against a man built for late punishment? Even Michael Venom Page, busy hyping his own fight week, managed to stir the pot, reminding everyone this card is chaos-rich from top to bottom. The chorus doesn't agree on a winner, but it sings the same verse. The first 7 minutes belong to Khamzat, the last 13 could belong to Dricus. There's nothing like a late backup announcement to make fans wonder what isn't being said. Kyobra hollow flying in as the official stand-in set off sirens, especially after talk earlier that there wouldn't be a backup at all. He flat out said he's suspicious. Maybe it's weight, maybe it's health, maybe it's nothing but smart insurance from the UFC. There was even chatter that MVP would be ready to hit championship weight if things truly went sideways. Whether any of that matters once the lights come on is the trick. Rumors add smoke, but the cage demands fire. Still, it affects tone. It makes every face-off flinch feel heavier, every cough in a training room sound louder. And it keeps one question humming under the main event. Who had the cleaner week? Not just on the scale, but in the small, painful places you only admit to your corner. There are nights where fights have 1,000 branching roads. This one has 5 that matter. Early avalanche, Khamzat round 1 to 2. Blast double to mat return, heavy rides, wrist rides into a face-cranking ground and pound, or snap down to choke. If it sticks early, the belt changes hands fast. Chain wrestle grind, Khamzat sub or TKO round 2. If Dricus stands but loses too much energy and scrambles, the second surge buries him. The worst feeling in MMA is knowing the same problem is coming again, a little heavier. The deep water flip, DDP round 4, TKO or club and sub. Du Plessis doesn't need pretty entries, he needs moments. He lands heavy when the other guy's shoulders start to sink. A failed shot becomes a front headlock, becomes a scramble, becomes elbows that ask cruel questions. Burns likes this path. So do the teammates who keep saying under 3 if Khamzat burns too hot. Guillotine surprise, DDP sub rounds 1 to 3. A level change a half second too telegraphed. An arm in the wrong place. Snap, chin tucked, hips home. Mark Hungley practically circled this outcome with the Sharpie. War of attrition, close decision either way. Scrambles cancel, damage stacks, nobody breaks. Judges hate it, fans love it. If it goes cards, small things matter. Balance checks, fence clinch wins, cleanest shots in the last minute. Du Plessis' 5-round experience might carry here. Khamzat's control time might trump it. This isn't just a belt defense or a coronation. It decides who owns the conversation at 185 tomorrow morning. For Du Plessis, it's legitimacy upgraded, beating the most hyped challenger of the era and silencing the optics chatter for good. For Chimaev, it's the proof that all the early violence and the myth of inevitability scales up under championship lights. The UFC knows it too. That's why contenders are circling, cameras ready, agents drafting call-outs in the Notes app. Chicago didn't just buy a ticket to a fight. It bought a window into what the division becomes next. And if the past week has been any hint, quiet isn't on the menu. One question remains. Do you trust the early storm or the man who keeps walking when the storm gets tired? Tell me who you've got and why in the comments. Then hit subscribe. We're not done after the bell. We're just getting started.